Welcome to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce. Each month, we'll feature business and community leaders sharing their stories, initiatives, concerns, and passions. Learn practical information regarding community resources and opportunities. Now, the host of Business Voice, Greece Regional Chamber President and CEO, Sarah Lentini.
Hi, everybody. This is Sarah Lentini, and you're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Pet Saver Healthy Pet Superstore. We've got a great show lined up for you today, starting with my first guest here from West Hereford of Rochester, a relatively new business in the Rochester region that's going great guns. We've got the general manager of West Hereford of Rochester, Dan Dettore. Welcome, Dan.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Pleasure to have you here. So, Dan, tell us a little bit about West Hereford of Rochester, and if you would, the West Hereford Company, because, you know, it encompasses much more than just Ford, as we were just discussing before we came on air.
Sure, yeah. West Her has been around since 1950. It started with a Ford store in Hamburg, one point, and now it's actually the biggest dealer group in New York State.
Oh, wow.
We have 23 stores, 20 of which are in Buffalo. And in Rochester, we have three points. We have a BMW of Rochester, Mercedes of Rochester, and then the Ford store that I work at.
Which is wonderful.
Yep. My store's been around since November of 2014, so going on 4 years this fall.
It's unbelievable. It's 4 years already?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I remember when you opened, it seemed like just yesterday. That's my sense of time is off. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of a challenge bringing the reputation and the tradition of West Her to Rochester, because the name is not really known here. And in Buffalo, they're fortunate to have, you know, the reputation that they've worked hard to build over all the years, and we're trying to bring that to Rochester, and proud to do that and show Rochester what West Her is all about and why we do business a little differently. And so far, it's been great.
So that just makes me want to ask. So tell us how you do business differently.
Oh, just really treating the customer right, listening, making sure that you make what's important to the customer important to us, and just trying to be stewards of the community, and not just sales but service. And we have a collision department, and making sure that we do everything we can to treat people the way they should be treated. That's
great. And you really are stewards of the community as well. Even though you've just been here 4 short years, for starters, it's great that right off the bat you guys joined the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, and we really appreciate that. And it was also great to be at your ribbon cutting ceremony, which really was 4 years ago, because it feels like it was about 1 year ago.
Well, the ceremony was about 3 years ago. We did our remodel. We completely remodeled the whole facility, and if you haven't been by on Ridge Road in Greece, please drive by, stop in for a cup of coffee, and we'd love to show you around. It's a beautiful state-of-the-art facility, and we had the grand opening after the construction was complete. Yeah, it is. It's a gorgeous facility, and it's kind of, what is the address? I don't remember the actual address. 4545 West Ridge Road at the corner of Manitou. Always good to have a cross street, and that's a major one. So, it's a lovely facility. So, you've got Fords of all kinds. How many vehicles do you end up having on a lot at any given time? On our property, we have somewhere around 800 cars approximately on any given day, give or take. We have new Fords, and we have pre-owned vehicles. We the nice thing with the West Her Auto Group is we have the opportunity to help our customers with any of the pre-owned vehicles from all 23 of our stores. So we have drivers every day on the thruway, and we can really fill anybody's needs. It's pretty cool to have that opportunity. As somebody that's worked for smaller individual point dealerships, it's nice to have a group this large with over 2,200 cars for customers to pick from, and we can get them here sometimes the same day. And, and it's nice. Yeah, I imagine. I mean, it's not Buffalo's right down the road, so absolutely. Yeah. So, do you guys also do financing, or do you work with? Yep. Oh, you do. We have 13 different lenders that help our customers get the best terms available for them, and we lease new cars. We do retail loans. We a lot of different ways to make the right payment for each customer and help them get the car that they want.
So I should probably know this, but I'm not in the car business, and I'm not the car enthusiast that some of the very important men in my life are. So I should know this, but when do the new cars come out, and what are the hot new cars that maybe Ford is putting out there, if you're allowed to talk about it?
Oh, sure. So we just recently got a redesigned Ford Expedition, which is brand new. It was due for a refresh, and it's actually, it came out great. It's a beautiful new full-size SUV.
Nice.
We have a new small SUV, the EcoSport. It's a subcompact SUV, which is actually the rave right now with people. It's that, the SUVs in general are very popular, and that EcoSport really fills the gap for somebody who wants a smaller one. And then we have our Escape, our Edge, and our Explorer. So we have 5 or 6 different SUVs for all different sizes.
Yeah, I imagine in the Rochester area, everybody wants to have something that's capable of hauling around some stuff, but also handles well in all sorts of weather. Yep.
That's definitely that's definitely something that's important to a lot of people. People like sitting up a little higher. They feel a little more comfortable in an SUV, and usually once somebody gets one, they don't want to go back to a car.
And are there an equal number of women driving SUVs?
Oh, more.
Oh, really? More.
Yep. Ford's truck, the F-150, is the number one selling truck in America for 45 years in a row. It's and I mean, men and women buy Ford trucks, and men and women buy SUVs. But
of course,
you definitely see more women with the SUVs and more men with the trucks. But mix for everybody.
And cars are also getting, to some extent, we were noticing, my husband and I were driving around this weekend, and there's some smaller cars on the road these days too. That's what I was thinking about when you were talking about the subcompacts. That for some parts of the market, something that isn't quite so large is becoming attractive. And then, of course, everybody's concerned with fuel and economy, and some folks have hybrids, and I assume that you've got those sorts of choices as well. We do, yeah. Ford has subcompact cars. We have midsize cars. Cars of all sizes, but there's definitely hybrid vehicles in the SUV lines and in the car lines, and fuel efficiency is really high on people's mind. Yep. I know it is on mine. Yes, yeah. That's what's coming through. So, how did you get into this business, and how long have you been in it? Oh, geez, I've been doing it for a long time. I've been doing it for over 30 years. It's all I've ever done. Wow. Love what I do. It's I just since I was in my early 20s, so I've been doing it a long time. Are you from the Western New York area originally? Yep, yeah. Born and bred right here in Rochester, and Rochester. Always been around the the west side of Rochester, and home sweet home. Nice. So you're here. This is really your community. Yeah, it is. And when West Herr came to Rochester, they wanted somebody from Rochester to run the company, and that's. For me, it's worked out well, and I think for the company, it's worked out pretty well. I've been happy. Yeah, I imagine you have a lot of existing relationships of all sorts, especially, in arenas that would matter to the dealership. So correct. That's great for, like you said, great for both of you. Yep. So, one of the things that we are especially delighted about is West Herr's commitment to the community, as we were talking about before, and absolutely to the Greece Regional Chamber. And we are, really very grateful to you, because you stepped up early this year when we were conceptualizing a whole new event called Rockin' at Ridgemont. And the Ridgemont is Ridgemont Country Club, of course, also on Westridge Road. And you guys stepped up, and you in particular, Dan, stepped up and said that you would be the presenting sponsor, and we're extremely grateful to you for that. Thanks. We're really glad to be a part of it. We're excited about this event. It's it's the town of Greece. Everybody likes to have a little fun. Everybody likes to be involved in something a little different, and this is something that I think is going to be a really good time. Sounds wonderful, yeah. And we're going to, just to sort of tell people a little bit about this, the Rockin' at Ridgemont event is June 21st. That's a Thursday, June 21st, 5 to 8 p.m. Happens that it's the first day of summer. So I think our tagline is like, celebrate the first day of summer, celebrate summer. And it's a great way to kick off the summer season. And we're going to have live music, including me and the Boyz, which is a party band, a fantastic band that's been around for some time, very seasoned musicians. And we're going to be hearing a little bit later in the program from their lead singer. And we also have Rock City Singers, which is a group that is led by Judith Ranaletta, who really is a name that's very well known to folks that had kids in the Greece School District, especially the Athena Performing Arts program, where she just grew the program and developed kids. So that's she's still doing that. She's doing an amazing job with developing talent in young people. So they're going to be performing. And then we have music, and we have a cash bar, actually 2 cash bars, one inside, one outside. And we've got exhibit tables, and we've got food, hors d'oeuvres, antipasto table, dessert, and we're just going to have a great time inside, outside, a little bit of everything. And of course, Ridgemont Country Club is a gorgeous venue and right down the road. So thank you very, very much. So as you kind of look to the future and you're looking to grow the business, it's been 4 years. So I imagine my impression is that things are going very well. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the things that you might have planned, either in the near future or the longer term, or that maybe the dealership is thinking about that you can share, obviously?
Yeah, mainly just continuing to be more involved in the community, finding different ways to get our name out there and proving our reputation by how we do business every day. That's what's important. Word of mouth is what travels, and that's when you take care of people, they'll usually tell their friends, and that's the best way I know to grow a business, and it's worked really well over the last 4 years, and just continuing that path and offering people a fair deal, good service, and an opportunity to take care of them is all we ask for.
Which is it's all people are really looking for. But you're right; it isn't always what they get, and so that's a great philosophy, a great business philosophy.
Thank you.
So we once again we say thank you to you and everybody at West Hereford. We're so happy that you're here in the greater Rochester community, and I'm particularly glad that you're right up the road in Greece. And I know that you're going to be, you're going to put some cars out, I hope, right at the event, by the way, on June 21st. So
we will. We'll have some vehicles on display. Really, really looking forward to the event. Sarah, I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to sponsor it and be part of this thing for the community, and really looking forward to that evening, and hopefully everybody comes out and has a good time.
Oh, I don't think there's any way they're not going to have a good time.
I agree.
I think it's all the ingredients of a good time, right?
I agree.
So if folks want to check out your inventory, whether it's of new or used cars, how would they do that? Do you have stuff online?
Yep. So FordRochester.com is our website. It's pretty easy to remember, Ford Rochester. And you can shop through our 2,200 or so used cars. And like I said, if they're not on our location, we bring them in within half a day or a day.
That's amazing.
So you can look at them. No charge. We transfer anything in, no commitment from the customer, just to look at it. Sometimes we bring 2 or 3 different cars in from Buffalo for people to look at and pick from. And then our new car inventory is all on there, our lease specials, our purchase specials, and it's all online at FordRochester.com.
What are lease specials and purchase specials? Are they time-limited things, or?
Yeah, I mean, they're mandated by the factory. Programs and offers are typically monthly.
Okay.
And right now they're really good.
Oh, this is the time.
It's the season, Okay. They're all the manufacturers are competing for market share this time of year, and this is when people are out looking at cars, so they're putting their best foot forward to give the customer a good opportunity to get a great deal.
Wonderful. So again, that's FordRochester.com. FordRochester.com. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your coming on the show, and thank you once again for serving as the presenting sponsor of Rockin' at Ridgemont. Thanks you, Dan Dettore. You're welcome. Stick around. We'll be right back with the lead singer from Me and the Boyz.
Mustang Sally. Guess you better slow that Mustang down.
Of course you love your pet. That's why it's hard to believe that you're feeding them the wrong food. Yeah, 70% of dogs and cats are eating the wrong pet food. It could be because they're getting older, a little overweight, or have allergies. Pet Saver Healthy Pet Superstore can help. Bring in your food or take a picture of the label, and a trained staff member will let you know what is really in the food. They know how to accurately read the labels and give you the truth about what you're feeding or not feeding your pet. If you need a change, they can recommend a food that really is healthier for your pet. And because Pet Saver carries carries more premium food than any other store in town, including the national chains. You might even be able to pay less for a food that is better for your pet. Are you one of the 70% of pet owners that are feeding your dog or cat the wrong food? Find out for free at the Pet Saver nearest you.
In Greece, Monroe Avenue, Brighton, Webster, and in Victor next to Party City across from Eastview Mall.
Herr has been rocking the Ford world for over 6 decades. Now they're the #1 volume Ford dealer in New York State. And on Thursday, June 21st at the Ridgemont Country Club in Greece, Herr Ford is excited to present Rockin' at Ridgemont. With great music featuring me and the boys, you can kick off the summer in style. And Herr Ford always hits the right notes with incredible deals on over 2,200 available vehicles with free transfers from Herr's Buffalo locations. Located right on Westridge Road, Herr Ford is coming up to their 4th year in Rochester, and they're so thankful for the reception the Rochester community has given them. They see many successful years in the future, but you should stop in today for a great deal on your favorite Ford. That's Herr Ford, 4545 Westridge Road at the corner of Manitou Road, or visit FordRochester.com and stop by and say hello at Rockin' at Ridgemont on June 21st, presented by Herr Ford, and that's the name of that tune.
Welcome to Western New York.
Ridgemont Country Club is truly the gem of Greece. Ridgemont is a family-friendly private country club that offers a number of attractive memberships for the young professional, as well as full family memberships. Ridgemont also offers a summer pool-only plan, and you don't have to be a member to book a private party or event. Call 225-7650 for membership opportunities. Ridgemont is proud to be the home course for the Roberts Wesleyan Golf Team.
Celebrate the first day of summer. Join the Greece Regional Chamber and presenting sponsor Herr Ford of Rochester for Rockin' at Ridgemont, a great new community event. Thursday, June 21st, 5 to 8 p.m. at Ridgemont Country Club in Greece. Live music by me and the boys and Rock City singers. Appetizers, desserts, cash bar, exhibit tables, and more. For tickets and information, visit greecechamber.org or call 585-227-7272. 585-227-7272.
More than 20,000 watts of truth every day. WYSL 92.1 FM and 1040 AM.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're going to rock around the clock tonight.
And we're back. I'm Sarah Lentini, President and CEO of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, and you're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber sponsored by Pet Saver, Healthy Pet Superstore. And we've got a really special treat right now in studio. Joining us is Teena Guarnere, who is the lead singer of this summer's hot band, even though you've been around forever, right, Teena? This summer's hot band, because you are everywhere. Me and the boys. Welcome, Teena.
Well, hello. Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
So happy that you're here. And I'm also delighted that Dan Dettore, who was with us in the last segment, he's the general manager of Herr Ford on Westridge Road and also the presenting sponsor of a great new event that he's doing with the Greece Regional Chamber called Rockin' at Ridgemont, featuring me and the boys, is staying with us and going to maybe chime in a little bit on some of the conversations. Yeah. So glad that you're able to stay with us. Awesome. So, Teena, tell me about me and the boys and about you. I mean, seriously, you have, what were we just saying? Just before we started, you said is it 24 years?
It will be 24 years this August. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I'm not an original member. I've only been, 20 out of the 24 years.
Only 20 out of the 24.
Only 20 out of the 24.
Yeah.
But we've been around a while.
Right. And your husband is part of the band, right?
My husband is, and he is an original member that started, was one of the members that started the band.
Awesome.
Back then. So.
Right. And you guys, he performs in the band as well?
He does. He's the saxophone player.
He's the saxophone player.
You
always got
to go for the saxophone.
You got to go for the saxophone player. Absolutely. Yeah. So you're the lead singer, right?
Yes, I am.
And you were telling me, and just a few minutes ago, I mean, music is kind of your life, right?
It is. My whole family is into the music thing. It's always been in my life. My mother was a singer back in the day, big band. My brother, my cousins, everybody. We're like the Partridge Family, I guess.
Do you ever get together and sing all together?
We do.
Do you really?
I do. I have done many gigs with my brother, and we have this little acoustic thing called Little Sister.
Is that really?
Yeah, we do it once in a while. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
So with me and the boys, you guys, it looks as though you cover a really broad range of music, right?
We do. We play, we're a 7-piece horn band.
Wow.
And we're a dance party band.
Nice.
And we do everything. We do country, we do rock, we do, funk, old school disco. We'll pull out a big band number, So
speaking of your mom, right?
Yeah. So variety is what we go for.
That's
because
great.
Everybody, you want to please everybody.
Yeah, and you want to hit on some of those classic tunes from a variety of eras and genres that people like and recognize and get them excited, right? Yeah.
Right.
So I got to tell you that it was Dan who said to us and said to me in particular, I have, you gotta connect with Me and the Boys. And ever since, that's all I'm hearing from people is Me and the Boys is a great band. And Teena, I got to tell you, I'm looking forward to this because I hear that you in particular, the band is high energy, but I hear that you are amazing.
A little energetic, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little, you've heard that too, right?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Go Guarnere.
Go Guarnere? Is that what they call you?
I've heard it a couple times. Yeah.
Oh, really? You too? Dan is laughing.
They're just fun. Tina's awesome. The band is fun. I think everyone's going to have a great time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dan.
Looking forward to it. And we talked about it, but we didn't say. Rockin' at Ridgemont is June 21st. That's Thursday, June 21st from 5 to 8 p.m. at Ridgemont Country Club. And Dan Dettore and West Hereford are the presenting sponsors of the event. Thank you. And it's going to be food, cash bar, exhibits, music, performances, and Me and the Boys, and also Rock City Singers. I don't know. Do you know Judith Ranaletta by any chance?
Yeah, I believe I've met her. They're that's amazing.
It's also amazing, right?
Kids and singing and I love it. I love everything. Yeah, so that is, I can't wait. I'm very excited to see them.
So talk about, a couple of powerhouse, lots of powerhouse people involved here.
It'll be a lot of fun.
Awesome.
I'm very, very excited.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to buy tickets, you can go to greasechamber.org. That's greasechamber.org, and you can buy them right online. And you're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Pet Saver Healthy Pet Superstore. And in case you're just tuning in, I'm here with Teena Guarnere of Me and the Boys and Dan Dettore of West Hereford. So two great guests from the Greece, New York area. So tell me a little bit about how I know you've said that the whole family is in music, but so was that a foregone conclusion, or did you ever think about doing anything else, Teena?
It's funny. I was shy. I never sang in front of
my
family.
You were shy?
Yeah,
Are you kidding?
No.
Wow.
I would never sing in front of my family because one time I did. I was little. We were in the car and I was singing. Somebody's knocking at the door. I'm singing, right?
Right.
And my brother and sister, shut up.
Oh, they were helpful.
You're terrible.
Well, that's brothers and sisters.
So when
right?
I was like 7 years old,
right?
I would never ever sing again, right?
So
my junior year in high school, my music teacher saw something in me, and
it's always that one teacher.
And I was cast in Grease, the musical Grease.
In Grease, the musical.
Rizzo, go figure. And none of my family had heard me sing. And it was funny because my brother was a musician.
Right.
And my brother and I, he's the oldest, I'm the youngest, like this. And then I will never forget this. I sang, There Are Worse Things I Could Do. The whole auditorium's all black, spotlight on me. I sing, and all I hear when I'm done is my brother screaming, whistling, hooting and hollering.
Aww.
And ever since then, it was like we had something in common. So it's a very, very cool story. And ever since then, and I thank my music teachers, always, thank your music teachers because they bring it out of you. And ever since, I fell in love with being on stage.
That's great. So you were able to do it again.
Yes.
Because you said you were shy, right?
I was hooked, yeah.
So you really turned around overnight in terms of your shyness.
It really did. It's about confidence, really. Everybody can sing, Dan, you can sing.
I have heard that
yes, you
said.
Can.
Dan does not think
it's all
that
about
he can
confidence,
sing.
I'm telling you.
Is it really?
Yep.
It's true of so many things. It is true of many, many things in life. That confidence can make all the difference. Confidence and commitment, which is sort of really part of confidence, right?
Fake it till you make it, right?
Fake it till you make it. You got it. Yeah.
You got it.
But I'm thinking you also have a good set of pipes because of what I've been hearing.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I got it from my family. My whole family does it. So.
Right. Now, you mentioned that your mom was like a big band singer, but what about Dad? What did he do?
Dad just cheered and rooted for us. And he, it's funny, he would sing. Oh, he loved to sing. I am a carbon copy of my father. Jazz hands. So he would sing, and he could sing. My great uncle, his uncle was Don Pelini, and he owned many dance studios around the world. And he was amazing. So dancing, singing, acting, it's all within the family. So my dad could sing. He just
But he chose to encourage all the rest of you.
Right.
So are you guys from the Rochester region?
I grew up in East Rochester, New York.
You did. So you guys you're from here.
Yeah.
And the Polina dance. Did the Polina? I've never heard of
Polini.
Polini
Well,
dance
you wouldn't
studios.
have. It was
way a long time ago.
Long ago.
Thank you. Bless you for saying that.
Oh gosh, way before your time. You weren't even born yet. So yeah, it was a long time ago. But the whole family, we just love it.
Right. So in case you're just tuning in, you're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Pet Saver Healthy Pet Superstores. And I am Sarah Lentini, and we're sitting here with Teena Guarnere from Me and the Boys, and Dan Dettore of West Hereford. He's the general manager of West Hereford of Rochester, which is the presenting sponsor of this great new event that we're all involved with coming up later this month, Thursday, June 21st, 5 to 8 p.m. at Ridgemont Country Club, rocking at Ridgemont with Me and the Boys, of course, and Teena, who's going to be belting it out, along with Rock City Singers, which is a group that Judith Ranoletta, which will be a name known to some of you in the listening audience, has pulled together, and that's going to be awesome. Judith is also very excited about performing. And then we've got food and exhibits, and we're keeping our fingers crossed for a beautiful day, because then we've got the outside terrace at Ridgemont.
It's beautiful there.
Isn't it gorgeous there?
We play there often,
Nice.
for weddings, and it is just a great country club. So
wonderful.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, we are too. So, the thing that I often think about is how, and I hope I'm not putting you on the spot too much, but you and your husband, like, you're in the band together, right?
Yes, we are.
So how does that work?
That works great.
Yeah,
because we pretend we're not married. So it works out just fine. Yeah.
And so, is there a division of labor that makes that work particularly well, or?
I know he's just so easygoing, and I'm pretty easygoing as well. And it just,
nice.
It's a well-oiled machine, I guess.
That's great. That's
as
fantastic.
It is.
Yep.
And the guys in the band are just so incredible, and we just all get along so well.
That's
and
awesome.
That's what makes it work.
So who are the other band members? That might be a good thing to mention. Yeah.
My husband, Chris Guarnere, saxophone. Aaron Davis is saxophone, percussion, vocals as well,
Nice.
as well as my husband. We have Michael Mullane on bass and vocal. Bruce Pitts on drums and vocal. John Tucker on keyboards and vocal.
Wow.
And Mark Balestra, Marky B.
Marky B. I like the sound of that.
Our guitar player and vocals. And wow, we have it's just awesome. We have so much fun. And Frequency Sound, who makes us sound the way we do, Alex Nanevsky. He is amazing, and
that's
you
important,
see him.
isn't it?
He does sound for a lot of people in Rochester, but he is our main. He works for us mainly,
Right.
and he is just incredible. Frequency Sound and lights, they're amazing.
Yeah, often it's the people behind the scenes that are really making things
it is.
come together, or at least they're pivotal, and they may not get their just rewards, right?
I
so
couldn't
that's a nice
do
thing
it
to say.
without them.
Very nice thing.
Yeah, without
In
any
case
of
you're
them.
don't go anywhere, right? So when you take a look at you've got I think a pretty broad repertoire of songs that you probably know super, super well, but how do you go about picking new songs, or is that something that just sort of happens organically?
We try, and I'll tell the guys, shoot me a song. What have you been dying to do?
Mm-hmm.
And make sure it's what our clientele wants to hear too, and make sure it's danceable.
Oh, dance!
I want it danceable. Is that a word, danceable? Danceable. Yes, I think it is. Danceable. I like it too. It's got to be danceable.
It communicates.
Yeah. And it's I like it to be popular. Something that our people can sing along to.
Right.
Right.
Because I hear that happens, a little spontaneous dancing, right?
Yes.
People get up and they start to. Isn't that nice?
It's a lot of fun. Well, I like to pull them up on stage sometimes too.
Do you really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
That's fun. Or we go out to you. We are very, very. We have a lot of fun, and we are very involved with our people,
audience.
Our audience.
Yeah.
We go out into the crowd and have a great time.
This is all because of that one night in the music teacher, right? Because
Yes.
you went from being shy
Absolutely.
to talk about a 180, right?
Absolutely. He created a monster, let me tell you.
Oh, does he know? Do you want to give him props?
He does know. He actually has been a very dear friend of mine all my life, pretty much. And he did pass away. It'll be 2 years this July. But he's always with us. He's always with me on stage. So
yeah,
his name is Don Terabasi.
Very nice.
And he worked for Rush as well. he was in East Rochester, all my whole school career.
Right.
And then he had went to Rush, so.
Yeah. No, we need to say thank you to those teachers.
Yes, we do.
I think everybody has one. I had at least one, maybe a couple, and there were plenty of people I don't remember, but there were a couple that really took the time to bring something out of me and to make me feel good about myself, and that's really important.
It is.
That's actually one of the things the Grease Chamber is really committed to as well, and that's supporting kids in education and. That's sort of the next step, but it's something that, by extension, you are doing, and Judith Renaletta of Rock City Singers is doing, and it's it's nice to see the fruit of all that labor. So we are really excited about the upcoming event, and we hope that people come out and listen to me and the Boyz and Rock City Singers and Teena Guarnere, who's going to be. Obviously going out into the audience and pulling us up on stage. And she might even get Dan
I
up
will
there, right?
be getting Dan. Oh, absolutely. There's no question. He'll be playing the tambourine. He'll be singing. He'll be dancing.
Might get a little sick that night. I don't know if I can make it.
You have to make it. You don't have an option.
I'm scared.
You won't be scared after, but you won't be scared after.
Okay.
Really. You're shy right now, but once you do it, you're going to be wanting to be on the stage.
Are you going to be my music teacher?
Yes. And you'll be joining me and the Boyz. So you can be my doo-wop guy.
You do not want to miss this, folks. We could take photos, and that'll be fun, too, but you really don't want to miss this. It's going to be a great event. Thursday, June 21st, first day of summer. Come celebrate the first day of summer with us, 5 to 8 p.m. at Ridgemont Country Club. You can get tickets at greasechamber.org. That's greasechamber.org. And, this whole great event wouldn't be possible if it weren't for the presenting sponsorship of West Hereford and Dan Dettore, who made a commitment early on to help us put this together. And we're grateful to all of our great sponsors, but West Hereford is the presenting sponsor, and we're particularly appreciative of that, Dan. Thanks you.
Again. Thanks again for letting me be part of it. Thanks, Sarah.
Absolutely. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The voice of liberty.
WYSL.
You're listening to WYSL1040.com, 92.1 FM, and 1040 AM WYSL Avon Rochester.
If you're looking to market and grow your business, make new business connections, and give back to the community in a meaningful way, consider joining the Grease Regional Chamber of Commerce. We're the largest suburban chamber in Monroe County, and we offer networking, education, marketing, insurance, and advocacy. You do not need to live or work in Grease to join. Our members come from throughout the region. In short, we're better together, and together we're moving business forward. Visit greasechamber.org or call 585-227-7272 to join today.
Pet Saver, Healthy Pet Superstore.
Get all the advantages when you shop at Pet Saver.
Like our do-it-yourself pet wash for just $9.99 every day. We supply all the shampoo, towels, tubs, and water, and we clean up after you, too.
The Pet Saver friendly staff helps you protect your pet from fleas and ticks with simple, safe, economical, and vet-recommended protection.
We are here 7 days a week in person to help you find only the best pet food, treats, toys, and more.
Can't get that online.
Remember, every time you shop at Pet Saver, you are helping to feed our local shelter pets.
Do your community and your pet a big favor.
Shop at Pet Saver.
The Love Your Pet More store.
Pet Saver, Healthy Pet Superstore.
In Greece, Monroe Ave in Brighton, Webster, and in Victor next to Party City across from Eastview Mall.
West Herr has been rocking the Ford world for over 6 decades. Now they're the #1 volume Ford dealer in New York State. And on Thursday, June 21st at the Ridgemont Country Club in Greece, West Herr Ford is excited to present Rockin' at Ridgemont. With great music featuring me and the Boyz, you can kick off the summer in style. And West Herr Ford always hits the right notes with incredible deals on over 2,200 available vehicles with free transfers from West Herr's Buffalo locations. Located right on Westridge Road, West Herr Ford is coming up to their 4th year in Rochester, and they're so thankful for the reception the Rochester community has given them. They see many successful years in the future, but you should stop in today for a great deal on your favorite Ford. That's West Herr Ford, 4545 Westridge Road at the corner of Manitou Road, or visit FordRochester.com and stop by and say hello at Rockin' at Ridgemont on June 21st, presented by West Herr Ford, and that's the name of that tune.
Welcome to West Herr, New York.
Ridgemont Country Club is truly the gem of Greece. Ridgemont is a family-friendly private country club that offers a number of attractive memberships for the young professional, as well as full family memberships. Ridgemont also offers a summer pool-only plan, and you don't have to be a member to book a private party or event. Call 225-7650 for membership opportunities. Ridgemont is proud to be the home course for the Roberts Wesleyan Golf Team.
Celebrate the first day of summer. Join the Greece Regional Chamber and presenting sponsor Herr Ford of Rochester for Rockin' at Ridgemont, a great new community event. Thursday, June 21st, 5 to 8 p.m. at Ridgemont Country Club in Greece. Live music by Me and the Boyz and Rock City Singers. Appetizers, desserts, cash bar, exhibit tables, and more. For tickets and information, visit greecechamber.org or call 585-227-7272. 585-227-7272.
Tune in anywhere. Live streaming to PCs and mobile devices at WYSL1040.com.
Green, it's green, they say, on the far side of the hill.
Welcome back. I'm Sarah Lentini, President and CEO of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, and you are listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber sponsored by Pet Saver Healthy Pet Superstore. So you've been listening to us talking about Rockin' at Ridgemont, which is this great new event that the Greece Regional Chamber is doing with Herr Ford. And you heard from presenting sponsor Dan Dettore of Herr Ford, and also from Teena Guarnere of Me and the Boyz, which is going to be the band performing along with the Rock City Singers at the event. And we thought that it would be fun for this next segment, given that it's at Ridgemont Country Club, to revisit an interview that I did earlier this year with the owner of Ridgemont Country Club, Jim Cucinelli, who is also the recipient of the Greece Regional Chamber's Small Business of the Year Award. And we hope that you enjoyed it. It was a great segment, and we're looking forward to seeing all of you at Rockin' at Ridgemont, June 21st. Welcome to Jim Cucinelli. Welcome, Jim.
Thank you, Sarah. It's great to be here. Great to have an opportunity to have me tell you about Ridgemont Country Club.
Wonderful.
And all the listeners.
Terrific. In fact, many people who are listening may not know a ton about Ridgemont and your involvement with it, even though I know a lot of people in our smaller community might. So you were not the owner of Ridgemont Country Club since forever, right?
No, hardly. Ridgemont Country Club was founded in 1928. I'll fast forward to now, 2018. And 5 years ago, when I purchased the club, prior to that, and since its inception in the early 1900s, it was owned by members.
Oh.
Every private country club typically pays fees to belong and shares all the expenses. And the country club existed quite well, but as Sarah, as you and I have talked about many times in the past, Ridgemont Country Club saw a lot of transformation, and Greece saw a lot of transformation because, admittedly, the downsizing of Eastman Kodak.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
We were full of members that were Eastman Kodak employees. As a matter of fact, the golf community in Western New York always referred to Ridgemont as the Kodak Club. Middle managers from Kodak joined there because it was a better value and without a lot of the high-end costs of some of the other clubs. And admittedly, Oak Hill Country Club of Rochester, Monroe Golf Club, which are very, very prestigious. Mm-hmm. But this was kind of like the middle class working man's golf course, and we existed fine, but things after year 2000, the turn of the century, things started going a little backwards, and unfortunately, some steps where when you're a member-owned club, the members share all expenses. When you have deficits, the members still share expenses, and that as an eroding factor, we kept losing members who had that right. They weren't in prison. They had to just commit and said, well, can we afford it this year or not? And many dropped out. I made a pledge to, and I was a member from the late 80s when I joined.
That's a long time. Wow.
It was. I watched the club continue to grow, but then the bell curve hit about halfway through in the early 2000s, and we were going, as I said, going down. I was in a position where I felt that the club wasn't responding well to the marketing challenges that it was faced with, both economically and also social lifestyles.
Yep.
The game of golf. If you're an avid golfer, you realize that it does take a lot of time, and it's an urgent world. It's a fast-paced society,
good point.
And golf courses are not necessarily. People aren't knocking down the doors to join.
Right,
You either love the game or you think it would be a great environment for your family when you can deal with all the other challenges of family life nowadays.
Having said that, I don't think I've ever seen a community because, as you may know, I'm a transplant. I mean, at this point, I've lived here so long, I really should probably stop saying that. But I moved here in 1990 and came from the downstate in the New York City area, and I've never seen a community with so many beautiful golf courses and so much passion for golf. I mean, it really is something that's uniquely special about Rochester, I think. Its legacy and its offerings in the golf arena. Now, so were you working for Eastman Kodak when all this was going on? You weren't, were you?
Nurtured and grew up in the city, but nurtured in Greece, but never worked at Kodak. But of all the friends and families in the neighborhood, they all worked at Kodak. And no, I never worked a day there. So,
did you have another company at the time?
After graduating from college in the late 60s, I had always lived locally, but I never. My work career was always working until the mid-'70s when I started a company known as Light Fabrications.
That's the one I'm familiar with, yeah.
That began as a small manufacturing operation doing electrical assembly work, but springboarded into doing a lot of other types of contract manufacturing. Much of which, from the turn of the century, we were very heavily involved in the automotive industry, and about 50% of our business was automotive. That business I sold in 2012. Stayed on with the company on a contractual basis, but then all of a sudden, I guess as a member of Ridgemont, that I saw the challenges that were ahead, and I felt I could turn them around. I made the big step to purchase the club from the members.
Wow, huge step.
It was a big step, particularly since I was on the board of directors for 3 different terms prior, but a day in the life, I was only there to play golf.
Right. But a huge step considering that it was not doing well at the time. So what you were doing was offering to step in and see if you could turn things around, yes?
That's correct. I wrote a business plan to the members with a new business model on how we were going to conduct ourselves. The members were very intrigued. It took probably 3 or 4 member-wide presentations to make them feel comfortable. The alternatives, and the interesting part of this was I was actually competing against 3 other national golf course management companies who had made offers to help financially Ridgemont Country Club sustain itself. And I won out over the 2 or 3 other contenders because I promised some things for the members that would ensure the legacy of the club for a long period of time.
What were those things?
Well, particularly country or golf course management companies like to open up the golf course to the general public. And on the west side of Monroe County, there are really only 2 private country clubs, ourselves and Brook Lee Country Club, that we're servicing, or rather that enabled people that either lived there or wanted to play golf on the west side of Monroe County, that the attributes or benefits of being a private golf course. There are many golf courses, but like you said, Sarah, there's an abundance of them all throughout greater Rochester area and even Buffalo and Syracuse area. But the ability in the Greece suburb was difficult as the only private club compared to probably 7 or 8 courses that are within 4 or 5 miles of us. So that was something that protected the members, and they I think that was one of the key factors that enabled me to purchase the business.
It was important. Mm-hmm.
Frankly, I paid a very fair price for it, but it wasn't anything different than the others. But it was an opportunity to retain the legacy of a private country club.
And you felt strongly about its importance for the Greece community, didn't you?
I did, very much so. I've been a Greece resident. My wife and I, coinciding with the first year we were married, we moved to Greece. But both her and I had been there for 15 years prior to that. I just felt that the identity for the town, when Kodak was vacating, that Greece needed to protect itself and to sustain what was a very, very vibrant community. I over the years, have often wondered why Greece sometimes gets a little bit of a kick because we haven't got a village in the center of town. But the sprawl and the way it became, it stood to reason. It wasn't something that whatever it was, the government, the local governances didn't promote something like that. But Greece still retained its identity as the largest town in Monroe County, and I felt that it would be important for Ridgemont, particularly in its high visibility along Ridge Road West, that we needed to save it.
Yep.
Frankly, yep. I don't want to come across as saying I saved it, but it was necessary to really keep the character of a private country club in the town of Greece. That was essential to the town's prominence.
Yeah, and it's, you talk about the town of Greece as not having, maybe the same kind of a village square, village center as some of the other towns in the area, and I think you're really putting your finger on something there. I've very much noticed that, thought about it. Amazing, given that there are, over 96,000 residents, and it's by far the largest town, as you said, in the county, and then one of the largest towns in the state. I suspect that some of that might have to do with the fact that Greece and Gates and Charlotte were at one point all one. And I've often wondered whether maybe Charlotte was the village square for the town of Greece at some point, or was the more villagey part of the town of Greece. I have no idea. I'm not an historian, but it is absolutely true that we have a limited number of areas in the town of Greece that are gathering places. And so where I'm really going with this is not only is it an important place, important private club, an important institution, an important place to enjoy and play golf, which is so important, I think, to the psyche of Rochester residents. But it's also a gathering place, and in fact, that's how I know it. Right, as a member of the Greece Rotary, for example, we come to the Ridgemont Country Club like clockwork every week, and we're not the only ones. You're not just about golf. And obviously you've made a lot of changes that I'd love to have you talk about. But how many organizations are using you as a nexus, as a gathering place?
We've introduced some business partner memberships since I took over that I feel are very they're very positive to providing a business community image in the area, because it's not so much the meeting rooms, but because of where we're centrally located, the convenience and the identity of being on Ridge Road. And not to go back with the subject matter, but where there's four corners in a village, or you meet at the quad, Ridge Road is where you usually meet. And that's where we are, right on Ridge Road. So we felt that with the business partner memberships, this would enable businesses to get out of their environment, to do something socially, to have a place of identity, and to also have the comfort level and the conveniences that a business sometimes needs with having catering services, or just an environment that was very conducive for whether it be customer entertaining or internal business meeting. So that has worked out very well for us. It's still a tough sell because in that same area, it's not a question of competition, but there's a lot of restaurants and there's a lot of other places. The hotels, the Marriott does a phenomenal job and has a great reputation servicing the people. But we think we can add something that is a little bit different and provides businesses an opportunity to strengthen the community from that economic aspect.
And it's a beautiful place. And I know that you've invested, I think we started to say you've invested a significant amount of money into the place, both physically and also programmatically. Can you tell us a little bit about what's happened with the grounds, the building, and then you've got an exciting new, I don't know whether whether your son seems to be taking the lead a little bit, but it's a very cool concept. Avid is a very cool concept as well, right there on the grounds.
Indoor golf is an opportunity for people that love the game, and in fact, Sarah, you're referring to our Avid Indoor Golf and Training Facility, which is on the property of Ridgemont Country Club, which does enable people to play virtually year-round during the year. That's Ridgemont Golf right now.
That's awesome.
In early January. The property, Ridgemont Country Club, probably like pretty much every other golf club, was a farm prior.
Oh.
The Upton family, which is very, very deep in legacy. Matter of fact, the owners are buried, I found out, in the village of Spencerport Cemetery. But the property dates back to the early 1800s, or rather, we think the deed for the house was made in 1841 or something.
Oh, goodness. So it was an Upton family house?
It was the Upton family house. Lore has it that he was both a lawyer and a businessman. He had a variety of enterprises, but the original basement, the original walls are still there. We've added on over the years. The Ridgemont Country Club enterprise, the entity in 1928, bought it from the Upton family, and that was one of their successors, one of their children. As I said, everything is still original, but we've added on over the years.
No, it really is. It's a charming. I think that's a Victorian style house. If I had to, I don't know. You tell me.
I didn't go that deep in it. I've read the lore. I get a kick out of it. It still is exciting to me, even though I've never been fond of older homes. It truly is charming.
Really is.
Myself personally.
It's beautiful.
And so many people come in and they're just enamored with the fact of the original walls. The fireplaces are still there. It has a special character. But we've added on tastefully. The improvements that we have added, that I have added since taking over, is another small banquet room, which oversees the golf course, which has been good. As I indicated, building the Avid facility on the east side of the property, which is about a 5,000 square foot building, has helped us. That's been one of the renovations or additions. We put in new patios along, again, overlooking another area of the golf course, and we've remodeled the inside on 2 or 3 different occasions in the past 5 years. So.
And the grounds are gorgeous. The plantings are beautiful. The patio is really lovely space.
I think it's a great environment for outside parties. Of course, it's hard not to be objective, but
right.
or to be objective, but it's a good feeling. It's a good atmosphere. Yeah. Someone we're all very proud of, the members too.
Yeah, it's really lovely, and it is. It's a place where we've done a couple of events, the Greece Regional Chamber. And if you're just tuning in, by the way, you're listening to Business Voice, which is a program of the Greece Regional Chamber, sponsored by Colette, our partner in travel. And you're listening to Jim Cucinelli, the owner of Ridgemont Country Club and the 2018 Small Business of the Year winner, talk a little bit about Ridgemont and some of the great transformations that have been going on there. And if they're interested in getting more information about any part of the country club, or even just a social membership, which, as you said, you've really rolled out, which is something I'm rather fond of, because I'm, it's a great place to bring somebody for lunch. How do they reach out to you? Website?
Our phone number, our website. The website is really, and it goes by RCC Golf, but it is very, very convenient. All of our plans, all of our programs are on that site. Going back to Avid for just a quick second, that is tied in. If you go to the RCC website, that'll automatically link you to Avid, and vice versa. But the Ridgemont facility, obviously by phone and the like, but we're open virtually 7 days a week, and would love to tell people more about what our offerings are. And all of our offerings are quite varied. I think, and that's one of the things that we talked about early in the show, or the recording, Sarah, is the variety of memberships that we have that appeal to society's changes. Mm-hmm. It used to be you either a golf member or you're a social member. Now you can be a golf member in the afternoons after 3 o'clock for those people that typically have the 8 to 5 environment. For those that they have their mornings free, you can tee off before 10 o'clock 5 days a week. Those are priced significantly different than our regular golf memberships. Our social memberships, besides the business partner memberships, this enables you, if you just want to just come to eat there, or have a place to, bend an elbow with a friend or your family and the
totally
like.
My kind of thing. That's right.
Ridgemont has a very, very large swimming pool. Incidentally, being where we are next to Ridge Road and with the access, it's convenient. So we have just a swimming pool membership for those people that have got children or want to have a place where that ain't their backyard, so to speak, where they can go and relax 7 days a week, which we are open during the summertime to enjoy that swimming activity.
What a great number of offerings, and what great offerings, and also what great packages. I'm so impressed with the way in which you've created a wide variety of different ways that people can come and enjoy and participate with Ridgemont Country Club. And before we let you go, just tell us once again, if somebody wants to reach out to you, what's your phone number? 225-7650 is the office number, 225-7650, or rccgolf.com. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Jim Cucinelli, Ridgemont Country Club. Pleasure to see you.
Thank you, Sarah. It's been great. I'm truly honored to be here and be on the program. Thank you
so much. Thank you. Once again, you've been listening to an interview that we did earlier this year with Jim Cucinelli, the owner of Ridgemont Country Club. Jim was the recipient of our Small Business of the Year Award and is also the platinum sponsor and obviously the venue for Rockin' at Ridgemont, the great new event that we're going to be hosting and holding in partnership with West Hereford, our presenting sponsor, on June 21st. Thursday, June 21st, 5 to 8 p.m. at Ridgemont Country Club. Tickets can be purchased right online on our website at greasechamber.org. That's greasechamber.org. We've got lots of stuff going on at the Grease Chamber, very busy June, and lots of other stuff going on this summer. The list is too long to walk you through it, but we hope that you go to the website not only to buy tickets for Rockin' at Ridgemont, but also to check out all the great things that we have going on. We also want to thank our guests today. We were really delighted to have in studio Dan Dettore, General Manager of West Hereford, presenting sponsor of Rockin' at Ridgemont, and also Teena Guarnere, who is the lead singer, the dynamic lead singer of Me and the Boyz, which is going to be performing at Rockin' at Ridgemont on Thursday, June 21st. We thank you all so much for joining us. Tune in again for Business Voice.
You've been listening to Business Voice. The Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce serves businesses, nonprofits, and individuals throughout the region, focusing on promoting economic and community development and serving as the voice for business. The Chamber offers networking, education, advocacy, community events, and business services. It serves as an important platform for business leaders and citizens to come together in support of common goals.